Oh shit! Because I was picking it up off the table. I put it on my neck, and I put it on my neck for respect. Yeah, we're gonna give a little synopsis to the people today, man. I always like to, when I teach, I like to teach in circles as a teacher, especially for my brothers and sisters that identify as Moors, especially for all my nobles that identify as Moors. Peace, Noble Drayshawn. I like to teach in circles and circles and circles, so I'm gonna continue to teach in a circle. I tried to save a brother life in this past week, but like I say, a lot of times when you get a lot of information from people that try to sell you something, sometimes, I really don't know. Sometimes our brothers and sisters have to fall with the Titanic sometimes. I mean, I'm going to continue to say that. And like I said, we got to get out of hating all our brothers and loving our brothers and teaching and stop dealing with things that you think somebody can have you fill some paperwork out and you're going to magically disappear, or you're going to magically put affairs on your head and no laws pertain to you. So the first thing I tried to share with a brother is a scholarship document. It's from the Cornell Library, Library, Library. For those that say library, the library. I don't care about no Black Laws Dictionary. Them ain't nothing but terms. I deal with precedent and law cases and doc numbers and Free Information Act. There's nothing wrong with being an honorable and being a graduate and being scholastic and going through academia and being from your community and your hood. All that's good. But being an idiot, that's not cool. You should want your kid to be all that they can be and be educated and take advantage of the knowledge that's here on the earth that's already been here. So I'm going to read a couple of documents. The first one is the Council of Courts. When everybody, especially these Moors, be talking about there's some special law for some Moors, like they can do crimes and not go to jail. Well, I'm going to give it to you. You got all different jurisdictions. This is 1893 for everybody that's watching, because I want to clear up a misconception with Negroes out here that think just because you identify as a Moor, that means you can break all type of laws and you're not going to go to jail. I'm telling you, you're going straight to jail. And you're going to rot in jail. And then you're going to get a court-appointed attorney and you're going to plead to a lesser charge. So I'm going to read a treaty, which, the United States have broken all treaties. But I'm going to read something. I'm going to read an article of the treaty concluded in 1832 between the United States of America and Turkey. And it proves if litigations and disputes should arise between the subjects of the Sublime Porte and the citizens of the United States, the party shall not be heard, nor shall judgment be pronounced unless the American dragoman be present. So I just wanted to hit you with that little bullet. But I'm going to go down to the treaty between the United States and Morocco, because I want all these so-called Moors, all these goofy sovereign citizens, all these people over here talking about they some president of Morocco or they some consulate general, all that fake mess. I'm going to give you some things to show you that these brothers been lying to you. There's no truth in them, especially a Negro that's say they a sheep from a Moorish Science Temple of America. If that's the case, they should have everything I'm telling you. They should have the consulate booklet of how the temple was set up. They should not lie to you about anything. I tell everyone, I have a real job. I operate in the real world. I jump on here because I like to teach my people that I get paid for in the real world to educate all different type of Americans, no matter what color they are, because I'm an educator and a scholar. I only get backlash from Negroes that look like me because they uneducated. And I don't deal with Negroes. I'm sorry. I just don't. I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to deal with no one to jump on my page and be ignorant and not here to learn, I'm just going to block you. That's very simple for me. Because it's shown what social media have shown to me is that it's a multi-billion-dollar industry for Negroes to act ignorant, for grown men to be on the internet acting a fool and dissing each other. And that goes down to preachers, Moors, rappers, etc. Especially those that on the internet acting like they're gurus. You're not going to never get no one on my page and dispute anything I'm saying. Especially those fake Negroes talking about some 1099, talking about you can file this and file that. And I'm telling you it's all fake. When I tell you about canceling some corporate debt, which none of these Negroes have, it's all smoke and mirrors. And if anybody's showing money on the internet, paper money, that should tell you they don't have any money. That should have a light bulb go off in your head. And if anybody committing fraud, they're a criminal. So the treaty between the United States and Morocco gives the counsel of the former. So when you know the counsel of the former, you should know what words mean in every aspect of law: civil, local, state, federal, criminal. Exclusive jurisdiction in disputes among citizens of the United States. And in criminal cases, it is provided by the 21st article of the same treaty, which reads as follows, and I quote eloquently with a silver tongue: if a citizen of the United States should kill or wound a Moor, or on the contrary, if a Moor shall kill or wound a citizen of the United States, the law of the country takes place, and equal justice shall be rendered, the counsel assisting at the trial. And if any delinquent shall make his escape, the counsel shall not be answerable for him in any manner whatsoever. I still got my word badge on. My wife like, you still got your badge on. So I want y'all to keep that in your head. It's so many different treaties. You got treaty between Madagascar. You got treaty between the United States and Siam. You got treaty between the United States and China. So when people just making stuff up and they're not telling you the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God, you need to run. It's another book that these little kids be on here, these criminals reading. And I say, man, talking about money doesn't grow on trees. And in this book, I dissected this book and I said, this book is filled with a lot of some truth and a lot of falsehood. And in this book, right in the preface, right on the first page, it tells you this information is offered for educational purposes only, not to be taken as legal advice. These statements might be true or false. That's right in it on the first page of this book. That's why I laugh at people when they try to pick and choose. And I say, you're not going to come on my page with that because I love to read. I study everything. And I'm going to pick you apart when you lying. It's so many different jurisdictions, like in the state of Florida. Squatting if you're a squatter in the state of Florida, you have no rights. If I give you an analogy, if I own land in Florida, a home, and I'm up on my property taxes, a squatter can't go squat in my house because a squatter have no rights. I'm not going to go to no attorney or no lawyer and file some tenant paper to kick them out because you're not a tenant. It's a whole different type of contract paperwork that I'm going to get, and I'm coming with my own personal security, and you better pray to Allah that the police get there before I do. You better pray because you broke and entered, and you're a criminal. I'm telling you facts. That's why when I ask a person, I say, you a noble. We're nobles. I'm not here to argue with no one. What I'm here to do is sit down at the table with my brothers and sisters. I'm also on YouTube, Mufti Malik. Mufti Drayshawn is on YouTube as well. But I'm not here to argue with no one. I'm here to show you something so you can start asking questions. For you don't deal with these so-called gurus that's been sitting at home on their butt talking about they read some book and they got some secret knowledge. Like I show everybody, I have a worldly job. I have real degrees. I'm a counselor in real life with kids in foster care that's trying to get adopted, etc. I have a real profession. I have real companies. I mentor young kids. I go to the libraries and read to kids on the weekends out here in Arizona. I help college kids graduate from the university when they're struggling, how to write an APA format. This is my real profession. And so when I speak, I'm not here for debate with anyone, especially from a person that I know hasn't done any work or just thinking they're going to file some paperwork and you're gonna get something like, and I know too many more. So, y'all, did you get that book? I said, what book? Give yourself credit. Money doesn't grow on trees. I say, well, what the book talking about? What is the book talking about? Because right on the first page, it says this information is offered for educational purpose only. And then you got to know what different symbols mean, like asterisks and all that stuff, like warnings, not to be taken as legal advice. These statements might be true or false. So when you're going through this stuff, you need to be with a person that's a real verse, so you can start asking questions. And in whatever state you in, you got to know the local and the state law, so you won't get caught up in somebody just telling you stuff out the fly of their mouth to try to have you take their course. And you don't got to take no course with me. You can be a member of the school. I can teach you everything, and you can go back and teach your own family and friends. And I'll continue to teach you, because anything that you're doing, when it come down with investment, when it come down with paperwork, or when it come down with you knowing who you are, or anything of that mind frame, the first thing I want to do is educate you about tax codes, about anything. All my muftis on my page, they'll tell you. They've been with me for over 5 years. Nobody got in trouble. Only ones that got in trouble is the ones that I told would get in trouble after I tried to help them get out of trouble. After I told them that stuff they doing is fake, when they act like it's some secret Moorish Power Ranger stuff. And I just read the laws of the consular courts. I just read it to them. If a citizen of the United States shall kill or wound a Moor, or on the contrary, if a Moor shall kill or wound a citizen of the United States, the law of the country takes place, and equal justice shall be rendered. The counsel assisting at the trial, and if any delinquent shall make his escape, the counsel shall not be answerable for him in any manner whatsoever. So you don't have to take take my courses and take this. You don't have to sit down and get caught up in no fake stuff with me. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to educate you. And yes, I ask for donations to my temple and school, just like anything else in life. Just like anything else in life. Why wouldn't a person want to support our temple and school? Why wouldn't you want to not give your tax dollars to Uncle Sam when I show you that you can file exempt forever and forever? Why? Because you're part of a religious and charitable contribution of your choice. Because my temple and school is a private banking system, just like where you send your money to when you pay taxes. Any tax preparer will tell you this. And then I start breaking it down all the way in its manifestation to tell you how much that you need to donate to offset your taxes, so you don't have to give nothing to Uncle Sam. And you can get a tax receipt from your sheik or your temple and your school. Now I'm about to read a letter before I read a little bit of the state booklet to all these brothers that's out here acting like they some consulate generals of Morocco or some president of Morocco, or they got some secret affidavit you can fill out. And I'm telling you, you fill any of that fraudulent stuff out, you go into prison. I got a book written by this dude. I kept it just to show people you better not listen to what this goofball saying in this book. You fill out all that stuff and try to turn that in, they're going to think you are retarded. They're going to think you are not competent. They're going to think you very crazy. They're going to look at you as a sovereign citizen, which is an oxymoron, and you're going to be sitting in the holding cell right next to the European sovereign citizen. You're going to be sitting right next to the European militia. I'm telling you what I know. I'll be waiting for somebody to say something before I can start telling y'all these people real names. This man done wrote a book, talk about fill this out, and turn this into somebody. I said, dude, that don't mean nothing. It means nothing. Matter of fact, hold on, let me see, can I find it? Because I thought I threw the book in the trash. Here we go. I thought I threw this book in the trash to save somebody's life, but I didn't. This right here, get your head bust wide open. This dude right here, get your head bust wide open. This right here, get your head bust wide open. You be straight in prison. I'm telling you what I know. Already been there. If I start showing you the emails from people years ago, and my muftis know, I used to share all the emails. Sheik, we've been kidnapped. I said, oh, here we go with that genre. I said, been kidnapped by who? Well, this and that. I said, man, who told you this crap? Who told you this crap? It's copy and paste. This dude, Charles Mosley Bay, PhD, all this, you going to jail. This stuff, you going to jail. This mess means nothing. I'm telling you, play the game if you want to with all these prisoners. Let me show y'all something that means nothing. And some of them brothers got on my page one day. I said, man, I really can care less what you're saying. You getting women and children locked up and getting their lives took, telling them to do this and it's their land and to file some fake affidavit and to take some monopoly paperwork to the banks. I say, man, where did y'all get this goofy stuff from? Using these people as crash dummies, telling you to fill this stuff out, this little goofy stuff out right here like this means something with your name on it. I said, man, here's your legal proof. This ain't no legal proof. A human equally, all this stuff with this Zodiac Constitution for the Moorish nation of North America, referred to as Negroes, copy and paste stuff. This Constitution is founded on the Clock of Destiny, Volume 1 and 2, copyrighted by C.M. Bay and privately published, co-authored, and distributed by T. Kingsley Conley Bay. But you weren't even born when all this, like, dude, like, I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. And then write your name and all this. This don't mean nothing. This is going to prove that you are retarded. I don't care what nobody say. You can get on here and play these games if you want to, and then I start pulling out all the YouTube videos that the police been sending me, because I live in Arizona, that I share with my Muftis privately. I said, look at this dumb dude getting his head bust wide open with his woman. Look at this dude on the highway getting his head bust. He going to jail. Look at these Negroes on the highway talk about they this and they that, and they in jail right now. Look at the Negro talk about he was Moorish consulate general dressed up like he a damn G.I. Joe, got his head bust on the edge of the highway screaming. Got all them girls locked up. Got their babies took by the damn social workers. This ain't no joke. I'll show y'all the video of the lady on the internet getting locked up live. Talk about she's some Sharifian officer. But you in these public places will talk about this your land. I said, man, these grown people is retarded. These grown people is retarded. It's a lady that wear a white fez, went on Amazon and bought a goddamn graduation robe, and like she got some knowledge in front of the court buildings and stuff. I said, they think you retarded, lady. I'm telling you what I know. Then I look up their names, which is the Free Information Act, which is all public information, the doc numbers, precedent of law cases, and show you that these Negroes crazy. This right here will get you locked up. I don't care what nobody say. You want to jump on here and talk about this work for you? I'm going to give you a lie. There ain't no truth in you. This stuff is garbage. And I know where this brother was locked up at. I'm telling you facts. And then these people be playing, them Negroes that got pulled over on the highway, act like they was getting ready to do something. These fools done made they makeshift courts. And I said, dude, the dude that drove the trucks, I ain't going to say the Negro name. Pull it up yourself if it's still on the internet. Because the damn prosecuting attorneys just used the YouTube video to prosecute him. He told on everything. He told everything. And I said, these dudes crazy. And I'm telling you they crazy. They mixing truth with falsehood. So I'm about to read another document to you real fast. It's from Karen A. Yarbrough. And this was in 2016. Recorder of Deeds, Register of Torrens, Titles, Cook County, Illinois. When I say the CCRD, that's the County of Cook Recorder of Deeds. I'm going to say the name because it's on the letter. If y'all want the letter, all my Muftis got it. I got so many precedent of law cases to show you. I got documents of how these Negroes, when they put the state booklet out, they had to put the truth out there. But them Negroes went to jail for having all their people file fake taxes. But then you say, y'all don't pay taxes. And I say, you a lie, ain't no truth in you, because the Moorish Science Temple of America, we got an ID card, we got a member card, and we got a tax exempt ID card. If any one of these lying Negroes get on here, I'm telling you, they lying. And ain't no truth in them. They some lying Negroes. Point blank. That's why I don't trust every Negro with no fez on. I don't care because you got a fez on. I don't care because you riding around no raggedy ass old police car with some badge on that say AA2 number. That don't mean nothing. And then the one Negro that be on the internet saying some good stuff and was in that little, I call it a TED Talk with all them misnomer black students, college students, to get on there and say you got some special power in front of those police and judges. You're going to get all the rest of them kids that don't know what the hell you talk about locked up and beat the hell up. I know this for a fact. I know this for a fact, man. I know this for a fact. And everybody that's a grown person should know this. So this letter that was written in July 8th to Sheikh Lionel Love L, Sheikhis Mota D Love L, the Moorish Science Temple of America. That's why I said you got to be weary. I don't care if it say Moorish Science Temple of America. Well, then they should be following the prophet's teachings. They should not hold nothing back from you. If they are, they just a fascist group. So let me deal with it. In the past few days, the County of Cook Recorder of Deeds, acronym is CCRD, has received several forms of emails corresponded from you regarding concerns that you have involving the original documents and other documents relating to the Moorish Science Temple of America, acronym MSTA. I am writing to address these concerns and clarify the role that the CCRD has. As the custodians, remember that the CCRD is nothing but a custodian, meaning they holding the papers of what's supposed to be right, of public record. This is public record. So anytime somebody say, oh, this is so secret about the Moorish Science Temple, this is public record. The damn police, which is the Internet Task Force, that's why they use everything against these goofballs. When they say that ain't how the Moorish Science Temple is set up, because it's public information. And you can get the original documents with the seal on it for a fee, or just a regular document for a smaller fee. Just like if you're a graduate from a university like me, if they say, hey man, we want your official records with the seal on it, it'll cost this. Or some people will say they want your unofficial records. Why? Because they can look it up. If I say I got a dual bachelor's degree from Clear University in business management and minor in business management with a minor in marketing and sales and nonprofit business startup, you can look me up from Clear University. You can call them. If I say I got a dual master's degree from Grand Canyon University and first century history and religion with a minor in linguistics, you should be able to look me up at Grand Canyon University and be like, yeah, this man ain't lying to you. I graduated with my dual bachelor's degree in 2014. I graduated with my dual master's degree from Grand Canyon University in 2017. It ain't hard to look me up. And then I show everything anyway. Then I show you everything. That's why I say our people lost due to a lack of knowledge because they refuse to learn. That's why I got real people that's rocking with me. And I don't have no criminal Moors with me. Because if you're looking for some criminal, you don't, and then I can do for you. So it says that I'm writing to address these concerns and clarify the role that the CCRD has as the custodians of public records. Many of your concerns were raised in the form of numbered questions. So they wrote it down. The CCRD responded to these questions are as follows. In her capacity as the Register of Torrens titles, what is the full scope of the fiduciary duty on to document 1010-5905, which these lying retired Moors with these dirty feds get on the internet talk about it's some trust fund at the end of the rainbow, getting your head bust wide open. And the resulting entity, the Moorish Science Temple of America, as the body politic, named in said document, responds. After reading your question, I assume that you are asking what the recorder's duties and responsibilities are in relation to this and other documents. In this regard, the recorder has two specific duties and responsibilities. First, the recorder is responsible for recording documents that are entitled to be recorded. Second, the recorder has the responsibility of being the custodian of all recorded documents. I hope y'all know. Now, this is what they telling these retired old fardos. Because they can't have no knowledge if you're gonna preach this to your people that look like you. Document 1010-5905 is an affidavit of organization under the Religious Corporation Act. Research what I'm saying. 805, capital I, capital L, capital C, S, 110 ET.SEQ. Under the Religious Corporation Act, there are specific requirements that need to be met in order for a document to be recorded pursuant to that act. See 805 ILCS 110-36. At that time that this document was presented to the CCRD, it met all of the requirements and it was recorded. As custodians for this document and other recorded documents, unless specifically restricted by law, the document are made available for purchase by the public. So if you want this, I gotta do go to the CCRD, and then you can prove all these liars wrong. And they go say, oh, I don't mean nothing. Well, fool, I got the paper from the courts. You a lie, there ain't no truth in you. I'm gonna keep showing you that these Negroes is lying. These old Moors is full of shit. Excuse my candor. I'm telling you. And I'll be waiting for one of them to come on my page with them lies. Because they know better. Old fool. Well, nothing but a young fool. You just like somebody on welfare. And it's made available for purchase by the public. See the precedent of law case and the doc number 55 ILCS 5-4-12002. In other words, If a customer requested to purchase a certified or non-certified copy of this document from the CCRD will provide such a copy to the customer if they pay the required fee. Yep, that's what I said. Let's continue. The CCRD has no other duties and responsibilities relating to this particular document. In other words, the CCRD is simply a custodian of this record and makes this available to the public for a fee. Question 2. What are the procedures for filing documents under the 805 ILCS Religious Corporation Act related to property, mortgages, notes, etc.? Response. Real estate related documents such as property deeds, mortgages, or notes are not recorded under this Religious Corporation Act. For the recording requirements for real estate related documents, please see the state recording statute. I gave y'all the precedent in law case, 55 ILCS 5 ETSEQ. So when somebody be talking about it's some trust fund, it's some trust fund at the end of the rainbow, or this, that, and the other, I'm telling you, they lying. The Moorish Zion Temple don't own nothing. Matter of fact, in a couple more months, because I got a whole bunch of vacation days, right? When I go to Chicago, I'm going to show y'all what the Moorish Zion Temple of America did own. They owned the old building. And I'm going to show you all these other temples in Chicago, and none of these Negroes know each other. How? Think about this now. Now you think about this. Now you think about this for a minute. Think about, this is a trust fund at the end of the rainbow. Okay, well, to have some trust, you got to be trusted. So what do they own? The Moorish Zion Temple of America don't own a goddamn thing. Excuse my candor. I'll be waiting for one of these bum Negroes to get on here and say something. They don't. The old building been abandoned for years. Years. And if it's 9 temples in Chicago and none of them Negroes know each other, my. Y'all gonna steady let people play this game with you and act like a paper terrorist on the internet? Really? And don't think the police got a task force? Like, are y'all like, this is crazy. This is asinine. I've been teaching this for over 10 years. I'm gonna continue to teach it because we're getting ready to be more young people getting locked up. I just tried to save one yesterday, but they got him. He going to jail. Done lost his house, everything. Talk about this, your land, this, all that. Talk about you, some sovereign citizen. That's an oxymoron. You can't be a sovereign and a citizen at the same time. I'll be trying to tell these brothers, but they don't listen. All these old sheiks that I don't want to say names that be on the internet and everybody be saying this somebody grand sheik, man, grand sheik or what? When the person that's driving you around has operator license. When the person that's driving you around got operator license. When the person that's driving you around got operator's license. They can play that game if they want to with me. What are the procedures for including the Moorish Zion Temple of America to the list of body politics on file with the Cook County Recorder of Deeds? Peace, Noble Lamarck. I'm on YouTube as well, Mufti. Because I want all my Muftis to jump on YouTube when all these people be jumping on my page just running off at the mouth, especially our own people. Like I was just in Flint, Michigan, and some retarded Negro jumped on my page and was like, what do you say? And tried to say, oh, I think you live at home with your mama. Just on there for slander. And my Muftis, y'all be at my house. I'm from Flint, Michigan. I own land. I go back home to visit my moms. I'm a real person. I ain't hiding behind no fictitious name. You shouldn't do business with nobody with no fake name. No Alibaba and the 7 Thieves. Talk about they deal with Bitcoin. And you got to have a certain amount of number to deal with the Bitcoin. You got to be registered on the SEC. You got to be spending a certain amount of number to be dealing with that. This is what I be trying to tell my people. But when I deal with regular life, I get paid swell to teach other people clearly what I'm saying. Because the prophet used everything that I'm saying to help everybody. All you got to do is read Sacred Drift when the prophet opened the Orthodox Church. But Negroes don't understand. When you see all these Europeans that wrote about our prophet, Peter Moon, when you see all these people that wrote the Sacred Drift, when you read the book Aliyahs by Spencer Dew, a European professor that I have the pleasure to meet. When I go on college campuses and I speak clearly of this, nothing about the prophet is secret. When I show y'all Adam Blavatsky, they give all credit to our prophet Noble Drew Ali. You can go back at Founders Day, I think it was 2015, where Farrakhan gave credit to the prophet Noble Drew Ali for bringing this North American Islam to the North American Negro. And they know it, all that fake stuff about Fard Muhammad, no disrespect, and this ain't him and this ain't them. Okay, well then that clearly should tell you something. Because I know who my prophet is. I know who I am. I don't got to play no magic game, but this is not him, and this is, man, I don't got time for no games. And I'm not going to argue with none of my people. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. So let's deal with the next bullet. What are the procedures for including the Moorish Science Temple of America to the list of body politics on file with the Cook County Recorder of Deeds? Response: the CCRD does not maintain a list of body politics. With this said, as mentioned above, the CCRD accepts documents relating to the organization and corporation of religious entities under the Religious Corporation Act. The document that you are concerned with, document 1010-5905, has already been recorded by the CCRD. So when all these, even the AA22 number, that ain't nothing no more. Let me tell y'all something. The AA22 number it was just a Library of Congress number where you can look up certain documents in the Library of Congress, but Moors was using it so they don't have to pay taxes to get no damn dog food or some tennis shoes. And look, it worked, but you ain't using it for no major purchases. All you got to do is establish yourself right, and you tax exempt for the federal government. Smart guy, religious, scientific, federal, educational, and charitable wise. But you sitting up here playing a game. All you got to do is organize. The churches is tax exempt. The churches own everything. The church house is called a parsonage. The pastor car don't pay taxes. All the furniture that they buy, you don't pay taxes. All the suits that you buy, you don't pay taxes. So if you're under a true temple like myself, all your regalia, everything that you do for the temple and for your ministry in your local area is tax exempt. Smart guy. And our temple and school, we got our ID with the tax exempt number on it. So when you go make regular purchases, all you got to do is ask them to say, do you guys accept tax exempt numbers with a right voice? If you're talking to just a regular clerk, they might not know what you're saying. You got to go ask for the manager, and the manager will. And if the manager say, could you please bring your paperwork in, you should have no problem going to get it. And then have all your people doing the same thing. And every 3 months, you get a tax exempt receipt check from your organization in the mail. This is what I know. So if anybody else in up here, they lying and ain't no truth in them because they not organized. And that's the problem with misnomer Negroes. They don't want to organize. You must organize. I'm a fraternity, this organization. Why you think the Ku Klux Klan be able to get a damn a permit to walk down the street and promote their BS with their rifles and things? Why you think that? Why you think I get to do the same thing? When I go back home in a couple more months back to Flint, because I just got back, the city of Flint is going through some crazy mayor stuff. I'm getting ready to get the document and the proclamation updated. Just like I show everybody the proclamation and declaration. I show it, all my muftis got it to tell you who you are. In law, older than me and you, older than our mamas, older than our granddaddies. So let's proceed. Isn't it true that in accordance to the provisions made possible for the body politics under home rule, that documentation and laws of the Moorish Science Temple of America as a body politic are applicable to the management of said trust? Listen to it again. Here go their response. They got to tell these retardo fardos. Response: the CCRD is unaware of what specific documentation and laws are applicable to the management of the trust maintained by or for the benefit of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I would like to note that the Religious Corporation Act duties that trustees of religious organizations shall have the care, custody, and control of the real and personal property of that organization. I gave y'all the precedent law cases, 805 ILCS 110-43. So if the Moorish Science Temple of America got anything, the damn governments ain't gonna own your stuff. You got it. The paperwork that you just signed is for public record, and they holding it. So if anybody want to look it up, they can do it. The CCRD is a trustee. The CCRD is not a trustee of any trust or trust assets being held by or for the benefit of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Next number, bullet 5. Has this office done any competent research to determine who are the current executive rulers of the ADAPT Chamber of the Moorish Science Temple of America? Sheiks with powers and duties similar to that of a trustee. Here again, with these Negroes want to act like gods. Here it is. I'm gonna tell you, it's inexorable of the nation. I break it down. No Negro, not me. I don't have the power to nationalize you or denationalize you. It'll change you from the descendant nature of your foremothers and forefathers. If them retardo fardos have any power to nationalize you or denationalize you, tell them to do it to a Chinese. Tell them to do it to a Sudanese. I bet you they can't. They're going to run out the house. They're going to ask you who you've been talking to. You tell them I said it. You tell them I said it. I don't care how old they are. I don't respect no old liar that can get on the internet and this internet been popular and be mixing truth and falsehood with these people that act like Moore's got some special power. Garbage. You're going straight to jail. You're going to be looked at as a sovereign citizen or a terrorist or a militia. I'm telling you what I know. With the feds on. And your feds don't mean nothing. They'll stump on it, especially if you don't know the precedent of law cases and a doc number to go into court with your feds on, because a judge, a referee, he'll say, take that hat off. What you going to say? Oh, it's not no hat. Okay, well, what's the precedent of law case for you to wear this in my courtroom, sir? If you don't know, shut up, and they're going to make you take it off. But most Negroes don't wear their feds anyway in the real world. So you ain't even got to worry about that. This is what I know. This is what I know, because they're not under the right auspices. Because there's no excuse of not knowing the law in a court of law. You cannot arbitrarily explain the law. Point blank. Let's proceed. Let's proceed. Let's see. America, a body politic, are advocates of the measurement of said trust. Did I read 4? I think I read 4. I read 5. I think I read 5. Okay. It said, response, it is my understanding that the current sheets of the Moorish Science Temple of America are reflected in recorded documents that amend document 1010-5905. If there were any changes to the trustees, they calling these Negroes trustees because that's all you are, and you're in a religious organization of this organization that are not reflected in these documents, the CCRD would not be aware of it. Why? Because if you ain't changing in your documents and say we appointed this person to a trustee or a sheik, how the hell they gonna know? I mean, this is just common sense. And common sense is not that common to these retired fardos on the internet that dropped out of school in the 3rd grade and be on the internet talk about, I went to the law library and I got a whole bunch of black law dictionaries. Don't nobody care about that. Don't nobody care about that. I don't got to say, don't nobody care about that. Well, what are you in real life? A bum. No disrespect to nobody. It's just what it is, man. You have no right to teach nobody no law. Bullet 6, is this office aware that only the founder, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, has the authorization to issue document 1010-5909, such as been the case since 8/1/1929, but they don't have a state booklet. It's just like when your parent died and you are the what's the word? Not well the beneficiary when you can sign documents forever. Yeah, well, yeah, the beneficiary, but it's an I forget the term. It'll come to me. But it's binding for life. It's binding for life. So if you die, it's still in course. It still goes on. Why? Because it's set up that way. Power of attorney. See, I knew my empress gonna get it. Power of attorney. Acronym POA. Power of attorney don't go off. Why? Because when you set your trust up like that, that's how you do it. See, these is facts. They can be mad, and the temple is set up a certain way. Response. Although I am unaware what you mean by issuing the document, but part of the recorder duties include maintaining recorded documents and providing certified and non-certified copies of recorded documents for sale to the public. I gave you the precedent in law case 55 ILCS 5-4-12002. So let's deal with the rest of it. Is this office aware that the unauthorized issuance, collections of funds resulting from said issuance constitutes a breach of the register's fiduciary duty as custodian, criminal, fraud, embezzlement, etc.? This sound retarded. Like this, because y'all ain't the only, you are Moor by birth. And the Moors can, a Moor can set up their own temple in school. It don't have to be the MSTA. But I'm part of the MSTA. I'm the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple of School because I didn't even want to be affiliated with the Moorish Science Temple of America. I don't bash what the prophet set up. But what these clowns doing, I didn't need my own school for all true light seekers. I don't care what banner you under because I'm under the triple rose. I'm a Sufi. Ain't no Negro finna come and tell me, poo, dilly. I don't care. I got a temple in the school, and we the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple in school. I've been through the fire. None of my Muftis got to go through the fire. None of y'all gonna have to join no stupid temple with all that mess. Trying to tell you to file this and give them some damn notes for they can act like they done made you something and a whole bunch of paperwork that I burn up in my fireplace. I call it Fuji dust. Here go the response. Listen what they telling these people. Your position is legally and factually incorrect. And you still don't understand that? But you would go promote this to people that don't know the law because they don't study the law. And I tell people, there's no excuse of not knowing the law in a court of law. You can't say brainwashed by one of these goofballs. You should get with a real person and say, listen, man, no, I'm going to give you precedent in law case, doc number. I'm going to give you Free Information Act. Now you go take that back to whoever that jackleg that told you that not fair is and see what they got to say. I'm telling you what I know. Your position is legally and factually incorrect. Please see the relevant statutory authority referred above. I got a little bit more, and I'm going to get in this state booklet. In some of your other correspondence, you indicate that the CCRD has refused to file certain real estate and non-real estate related documents and index them under Trust 1010-5905. To be clear, document 1010-5905 is not a trust document. To be clear, the 1010-5905 is not a trust document. Then it come with this retarded AA22 number. I'm like, man, y'all just gonna play this number game until all y'all get all these young people locked up because they think they can file some paperwork and get something. This document is simply an affidavit of organization under the Religious Corporation Act. What this means is that the document serves as a record that the Moorish Science Temple of America is organized, incorporated as a religious corporation under the Religious Corporation Act. The CCRD is not a trustee of any trust or trust assets maintained by or for the benefit of the MSTA. That responsibility lies with, I'm gonna say it like this, them Negroes of the MSTA. And they don't have nothing. I'm telling you, they don't have nothing. If you are having difficulty recording certain documents in our office, please refer to the recording requirements referenced in the legal authority cited above. And the last thing they want to say to these jacklegs. Finally, you indicate that you would like the MSTA to place employees in the CCRD for various purposes. Let me tell you, state law, because state and local law trumps all that other stuff they talking about. This is, man, this is elementary, my friend. State law clearly indicates that you have no authority to demand that you employ members of your congregation in our office. The recorder has the right to control the internal operations of her office. See, precedent in law case again, 55 ILCS 53-5005.2. If you have any further questions regarding this letter, please submit them in writing to me at cookcounty, James Gleaf, Chief Legal Counsel, Cook County Recorder of Deeds. And this was in 2016. So if any of these jacklegs come on here lying to you and telling you that they got some special power, I'm telling you they liars and ain't no truth in them. So now I'm gonna give you a little bit of this state booklet. That's why I said you can't trust no Negro. I don't put my trust in man. The brothers that put this state booklet together, he got a whole bunch of people locked up. I mean, it's just what it is. It's free information. That's why I be telling people, I'm like, dude, don't get mad if I can get something and then I can research this, which is precedent in law cases and doc number and Free Information Act, and I can see that you have all that one, you filed some millions of dollars of fake taxes, and then you have all your people, all these old people, all these seniors, all these other people that don't even understand, file fake taxes, and they all got in trouble, and you went to prison, and this Negro was in Chicago. Y'all don't know that? Come on, man, like, please. That's just like your uncle, a damn pedophile, and you ain't gonna bust his head wide open, and you gonna let him repeat it. Or your brother, a pedophile, somebody you know a pedophile, you gonna let them continue to do the same dumb stuff. Well, I ain't gonna say that. Nah, I'm saying something. Let one of them jacklegs come on here, because when you didn't know the science and all that, then yeah. But when you know the science and you got on the feds and you promulgating all this false stuff, dude, you knew that before you started even running your mouth. What you thought was everybody was stupid. That's what you thought. And what you thought you weren't going to meet nobody like me. That's what you thought. That's what you thought. Yeah, them Negroes ain't nothing but criminals. I'll be waiting for them to come on here. I'll pull a whole case up and I'll give you all the documents and then let them start stuttering. And I'll tell you what happened to all them bums. Because that's all they are is bums. That's all they are is bums. So I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of how this temple is set up. And if anybody want these documents, give a small donation to the temple and school. If you don't want to, that's fine. That's fine. But my temple and school operate off of donations. I have real people that I mentor, and I give my people a tax exempt receipt to claim on their taxes. These Negroes be lying. If they live in the neighborhood and the community, you paying taxes. Why? Because the local and state taxes trump that. Don't pay your property taxes on your house. Man, these people need to stop lying, man. And if they don't operate under no laws and all this, why you register your car? Why you register everything? These people is retarded. So we know a beggar nation can't save itself. I just want to give a little preface of how the temple is set up. We greet all Moors that love truth, peace, freedom, and justice, with high honors to the great God Allah, the Father of the universe. Thanks, Noble, for the donation. I got a little bit more time. And his holy and divine prophet, Noble Drew Ali. We wish to expound on how the Moorish Science Temple of America was declared a recognized free national government throughout the earth. Sometimes, as Moorish Americans in this new era of time, they struggle on explaining who we are within such an ignorant and unconscious society, being based in the color of law and the concept of, no disrespect, westernized Christianity. But in reality, if we teach and do this great work as a government properly does, and when I say government, we already in the Constitution. You don't have to make no new government, because a government has a plethora of meanings in a certain context. And I'm going to break that little preface down for you so you can just get an idea of what I'm saying. Because you'll need a whole class with me like my Moofties did. This took years that I demonstrate with my brothers. A government properly does while running this ecclesiastical body politic and corporate. Then people of all levels will understand by our works and deeds and may be fulfilled on this divine and national movement as well. The Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali stated, a beggar nation cannot attain to its highest spirituality. I will keep, this is what he's saying, the Europeans here long enough to teach you how to run a government. If that's the case, if this saying you're going to keep the Europeans here long enough to show you how to run a government, then with your brain, that should tell you something. How? That they run a government. And you are modeling your government after something that's already established. Think about it. You're not doing nothing new. You're in the Constitution. All you got to do is uphold the laws. This is simple. This is simple. This is what we should learn. So let me give y'all a little bit of science. When the temple was set up, the Moors you got to understand the knowledge of a free national government being incorporated under the Heard Smith revised status of the state of Illinois as an ecclesiastical body politic and corporate. But then you get Moors today where we don't got to do this and that and the other. That's why you're getting your head bust. I keep telling y'all the religious rights trump everything. The Vatican State was incorporated under the same science, under the same act. And I'm breaking it down again. So let me give y'all words that have synonyms or mean the same in context. State. So the definition of a state is a people permanently occupying a fixed territory bound together by common law, habits, customs into one body politic, just like a nation, exercising through the medium of an organized government, independent sovereignty, not no sovereign citizen, and control over all persons and things within its boundaries, capable of making war and peace, and entering into international relations with other communities of the globe. A political unity. Concretely viewed, a state is a body politic possessing sovereignty. I'll say it again. I will say it again. A political unity. Concretely viewed, a state is a body politic possessing sovereignty. I didn't say no sovereign citizen. I said a sovereign nation, if you listening, because you can't be a sovereign and a citizen at the same time. That's an oxymoron. So if any of these goofy, retarded Moors going to talk about they some sovereign citizen, they a lie and ain't no truth in them. And they going to jail too. Anybody politic possessing sovereignty is entitled to be called a state. It's a good characteristic to describe the Moorish Science Temple of America and the BBT. The people described in this state would be described as the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America or the members of the BBT. And by definition of state, the fixed territory for the state would be Northwest, Southwest, Northeast, Northwest Maxima or America. The common law habits would be focused towards our practices and Chapter 32 of the Heard Smith revised statutes of the state of Illinois. But then you'll get them more. We don't go by that no more. Well, I'm cool. I'm done. I don't got nothing to say to you no more. Go do your own thing. And by definition of state, the charter or the character who would have independent sovereignty in the state would be the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Just like in masonry, you now know widow's son, when Allah is the sovereign one. This is what I be telling people. They don't want to listen. Our Prophet Noble Drew Ali is the true sovereign. The Moorish Science Temple of America is a sovereign body. The BBT is a sovereign body. We are not sovereigns, but members of a sovereign body politic and corporate. In comparison with the term state, you got to define the term body politic. So a body politic is defined as a social compact by which the whole people covenant with each citizen, and each citizen with the whole people, that all shall be governed by certain laws for the common good. Also a term applied to a municipal, a corporation, a school district, a county, a city, a state, or a public associations. And when looking at the term government, you can see that this term has a connection with the term state, body politic, and body corporate. And we can understand the similarities or the synchronicity of the particular terms. Now, when you deal with the word government, it derives from the Latin term gubernaculum, Gubernaculum, which is defined as the system of polity in a state, that form of fundamental rules and principles by which a nation or state is governed. So when you deal with polity, Polity, is the form of government, whether theocracy, research what theocracy is, federal, anarchy, etc. There are many forms of governments, but this particular form of government that the Moorish Science Temple of America is known and that the BBT is known is a theocracy. So if you ain't operating as a theocracy, I'm clearly ain't talking to you neither. A theocracy is defined as a government of a state by the immediate direction of God or by the assumed direction of a superstitious divinity, or the state thus governed. And as members of this body politic, we recognize the creator, God Allah alone, guides this divine and national movement. A theocratic entity differs from the form of a secular entity. The Moorish Science Temple of America, the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School, is a divine and national movement that has divine laws and holy laws that each member are to uphold and preserve. So when you say you operate under the temple, all they're going to look up is your bylaws and your divine creed, and they're going to show you that you're breaking the laws. They're going to show you breaking the laws. You know? I keep telling people, hey, now this is what a brother said. He said, you may have already answered this already, but for someone who is newish, so should we create our own temple? So if you're new to something, why would you create a temple and have other people under you? If I don't know, I will connect to somebody like myself or other. I wouldn't create nothing on my own. It's just like if you're trying to learn martial arts and what you're going to create a dojo without going through the ranks. No disrespect to you, but you asked me a question. Why would I create a dojo and I haven't even already had a sensei? Why would I create a dojo and I don't have a sensei? The only reason why I create a dojo, if I don't went through the ranks and I'm a teacher, and I will bring all my people to my teacher. And if my teacher is an elder, you a teacher in the temple still. That's why you have sheiks with an S. That's why all my nobles are muftis with the S, because they're teachers. They don't have to go create nothing on their own. Now, what they do have is their own jurisdiction in their own city, in their own area, because we all in different geographical areas, and they bring people to the storehouse. So I don't know, really what you say. You say also, would that make the Greek fraternities their own body politic? If I just said, if it's certain way, the paperwork is right. People, we have to organize. I'm talking, all organizations are organized in a proper manifestation. A lot of people be talking stuff about fraternities and about masonry off the internet. But to know anything about it, you have to be one. And it ain't nothing scary going down in no Masonic houses. Most Moors have never been in a Masonic house. Most Moors don't understand that on the table in a Masonic house is all the documents that we read. This is facts. And I showed lower level Masons. You can go on my YouTube page, and I showed you that a European Mason that I know, that's a Scottish Rite, he gave credit to Noble Drew Ali on his 135th birthday. All of them know about our prophet, but misnomer black people. What we do is, I don't know what we do, brother. It's just like a lot of stuff, it don't mean nothing. Like the Zodiac Constitution, a lot of that stuff really, it don't hold no water. A lot of that stuff means nothing. No disrespect. A lot of us been played because I call them paper terrorists. I tell anybody, take that stuff and see what it really means something when it really happened. And ask anybody, does it really mean something? I know brothers in prison right now today off the same stuff you're talking about. No disrespect to you or no one. No disrespect to you. When I say fraternities and things, and just like KKK, they organize the right way. They are a fraternity per se. When I say words have synonyms, we have to understand words in a court of law. That's what I say. We have to know language and linguistics so we don't get caught up in linguistic apartheid when a person is talking in a court of law, when they know quid pro quo and they know habeas corpus and they know law terms to where these words are synonyms and we don't just, oh, well, that mean this and that mean that. And I say, well, really, it don't. And so to answer your question, if I'm new to anything, I wouldn't create my own in an area, because when we do that, what's going to happen is people that already know maybe a little bit more than you. And I'm not saying what you know, because that's not my plight. But if a person may know more than you or may already trying to test you to see where your wisdom at, and if you new to something and somebody come in seasoned, then by a person not knowing, I wouldn't be trying to teach nobody a damn thing. That's just like if I didn't graduate from college or have a master's degree and I say I teach master courses, but I'm still in high school. I have no business teaching no master courses. Why? Because I haven't went through the fire. I have no business teaching no law courses. If I'm not a graduate of law, I have no business doing that. And I tell people, just because we can copy and paste something off the internet or watch a whole bunch of YouTube videos, don't mean and why would I want to go open a temple? Why would I? For what purpose? I would want to learn first. I would want to learn everything I can learn first instead of just opening a body. That's my answer to that, which with all due respect to you, brother, with all respect to you. But we use these catchphrases like, also would that make the Greek fraternities their own body? Like a lot of words like politic. I mean, like when you spell POLITICK, I understand the slang, but then we have to really use real words and things and get out of all this slang stuff and get out all these catchphrases and get into real conversations and then sit down and have a real conversation of why things are valid and why people can't get shut down. And once we figure that as a body, as a people, then we use the same laws, which we are in the Constitution, to do what? To operate. I just said we don't have to create nothing new. We are in the Constitution. I asked what I would ask a young person, do you know the 13th and the 14th and the 15th Amendment in its all entirety? Do you know manumissions? Do you know Reconstruction laws? If a person don't even know what I'm talking about, I wouldn't create nothing. I wouldn't create nothing. And it ain't enough books a person can read to get the experience and get to understand it. I would tell a person the first thing is take some real classes, take some real civics classes to learn how to operate. Because to be anyone, you got to learn the moves. You got to learn the tricks of the trade. I'll give you another analogy. If you learn how to make a little couple chess moves, and you go on to play chess and this person is cheating you, you gonna run off and cry, or are you gonna learn all the tools and all the tricks of the trade to come back and bust their head wide open? I want to go learn by a master. If this is what I want to do, I'm not going to create a chess club and every time I go play chess, I'm getting my head bust wide open. That's a waste of time. That's a waste of time. Just like a young noble, I wrote his name down, just ordered affairs for me today, and I love what the brother was saying. He was like, Sheik, I've been following you for years, and all you do is tell the truth, so help me God. He was like, I didn't want to go on Amazon and buy no fairs or go to the Masonic store and buy no fairs. He was like, I don't give a damn how cheap it is. He was like, I'd rather get it from you and learn something from you. I done wrote manuals. I gathered, compiled, and divinely prepared manuals to help you out with certain things. I gathered and compiled almost 10 books to help a person to know a little bit, to know the prerequisites of what this science is about. That's why I tell people, attach to something. Don't go out and prove that our wisdom is a tittle and then get shut down by somebody, or your light be shut out, or a person lose their confidence in what they're saying, and you got to go back and correct yourself. That's what I would tell a brother. With all love. With all love. I'll be telling brother, stop buying all these beads and want to trick it, or I need that. It's just like martial arts. You can't buy a black belt off Amazon and then come to my dojo, think you're going to whip me, because I don't even wear a black belt. And I study Wing Chun. I don't wear no belts. I wear a white belt. And the person comes with that old fake stuff, I'm not going to challenge you. I'm going to let one of my students bust your head wide open. Because mentally we strong. Spiritually we strong. So before we even use our fist or anger, it's another way to get a person. How? By love. Be a student. You already going to know we organize. You're going to already know how we stand, that you already defeated. And so I tell people this science is no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's the wisdom, it's the understanding to correct who you are in life and operate under the Constitution and save your children, save your families. So I wouldn't be trying to teach no man nothing if I can't teach this inside of my house. If I got a wife, if I got a wife and my wife ain't under the teachings, if I got a son and my son don't even wear the fez, if I got a daughter and my daughter don't even wear the turban, what right do I have going out in the world and on my job running my stupid ass mouth? And I'm not talking about you, I'm saying me. Me. And when people find me on the internet, people be knowing me. I don't know everybody handle. They know we at Temple in school. My muftis are on here. Let me see if any of my muftis on here. Yep. My mufti Malik Reed L on here. My mufti Drayshawn is on here. I don't know if my other mufti Lamarck on here. We have a real Temple in school. We put our email of our Temple in school. I give people my numbers every week when I speak, when I do Sunday school and a DAP class. I give nobles my email address and I give them my phone number and I give them our Temple in school website. Our Temple in school webpage and email address is bbtsciencetemple.com. bbtsciencetemple.com. My email is Goodman, GOODMAN, KHARY@gmail.com. My office number is 602-473-8767. I say this every week when I speak. You can go and look at all the lectures that I've done on my YouTube page. You can go on Instagram on our Temple YouTube page, Burning Bush. You can go on Facebook at our at our Facebook Temple and School page, Burning Bush Tabernacle, and get with me. So this is what I tell, but the thing about us, we don't want to be under a certain organization. We don't want to do things the right way. We brothers think everything is free. And I said the only thing is free is going to jail. I'm a teacher. Like, it's nothing free. Everything that I have is value. I have a full library with over 1 million books and documents. And I'm not saying it, tooting my horn. I really have a whole library, physically and online, with over 1 million books and documents. One of my book companies is called mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where you can download all expensive books on your tablet or on your cell phone. And then my other company is called binditbooks.com, where we print and bind all expensive books, and we print them and bind them like this. And when I say it's books that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, we have them all. And we've been doing this for a long, long time. Everything that I speak on, I'm willing to give it to a person's hand. So that's why I tell my people, we won't even be able to have nothing if everybody want to have their own splinter group. That's why when I deal with my Nation of Islam brothers, they say, Sheikh, but you just like one of them old prophets that trying to get the body together. Just like when a person get a tittle of knowledge, they want to break off on their own. And that ain't how we do it. We're supposed to be strong all over the globe. I use this internet to bring people together. Nobody should want to break off their own if the first thing they're saying in their mouth, if they new to something. I say, if I'm new to something, why in the hell would I want to create anything if I'm new to something? If I don't know basic law, if I don't know president of law cases, doc number, and Free Information Act, especially if I don't know the divine side of this temple. So the first thing I have to do is get my mind right. The first thing I have to do is save myself, save my empress and my babies before I will have the audacity to be talking about this outside of my house. Especially, I wouldn't be talking about it on no 9 to 5, where in your area, it can be a right to work state and you can get walked out your job. This is what I be telling people. And I know plenty of people it didn't happen to. So that's the first thing I would do as a young man, as a noble, or anybody coming to the light like all my muftis done. And all my muftis probably older than a lot of people. I'm getting ready to be 48. All my muftis are grown. One of my youngest member is what? Dre Shaw, how old are you? Like 27? Then I got a lot of high school kids because I'm from Flint, Michigan. I just came back from Flint, Michigan. I put like 20 feathers on young kids' heads. Got them all kufis. When I go back home, I lecture. I go to prisons. I go to my alma mater, Clear University. When I'm out here, at home at GCU, every Wednesday, I go on college campus and lecture to students, and they give me a donation, and then I give them books for pennies. I can't even leave because I'm giving them so much valuable information to help them on their journey, whatever your journey is. Whatever your journey is, because a map and a guide is going to always be positive, no matter what your journey is. But I wouldn't send you out the house prematurely. I would give you another analogy. A straight razor is good, but I wouldn't give it to a 3-year-old. He's not ready to use no straight razor. So let's proceed, and I'm out of here, because I'm about to smash. Now state, the Moorish Science Temple of America was established as a religious corporation by filing the affidavit of organization, which I just broke down in that letter from the CCRD, 1010-5905. The form 1099. Now you got to remember the form 1099 recorded in the recorder of deeds office in the county of Cook, state of Illinois, on August 1st, 1928 at 2:52 p.m. And at that time, through an affidavit, Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali gave birth to a free national government and an ecclesiastical body politic and corporate under the revised statutes of the state of Illinois, chapter 36, section 36. So when you look at the science of July 20th, 1928, it was on the third day in the beginning of a new moon during the sign of Virgo. But that's a whole nother teaching that I'll give. But the Hurd-Smith revised statute, chapter 32, an act concerning corporations, section 36, Religious Corporation Act, played a huge origin on establishing the Moorish Science Temple of America as an ecclesiastical body politic and corporate. So how can any subordinate temple, so if somebody want to say they want to open a temple, how can you open a temple and you don't know what I'm talking about? It's going to be a fascist group. That's why I tell people, they say, well, should I open my own temple? What you mean? You can't call it the Moorish Science Temple of America. But why? Because you ain't a part of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I'm telling you, I'm part of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Watch this. Let me see if I got some stuff in here. I'm not gonna go and get all the original documents. I got a lot of stuff that's I think these is some of the original documents. No, this is some of the copies of the original documents that I got from the temple. So I wouldn't open a Moorish Science Temple of America if I'm not a part of the Moorish Science Temple of America. These are my from the Moorish Science Temple of America. That's why when I speak of things, I can tell you, I say, man, this person ain't right, because they know I'm part of the temple. I don't care what nobody on the internet say about me or nothing. When people be talking about they're going to expatriate from this de facto government, how you going to expatriate from a de facto government? Then you will be stateless. That ain't what the prophet taught. It's a whole bunch of garbage. You will be stateless. So this is my adapt paper from the Moorish Science Temple of America. I told people I set up the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple in school so nobody don't have to go through no bull crap dealing with no old fool liar. I went through the fire already. I don't ask what Noble Drew Ali has established. I'm showing you what the prophet established. These fascist groups and these people that's operating telling you this and they can nationalize you, man, I don't want to hear that. I created my own temple and school. So this is my Muslim missionary degree certificate from the Moorish Science Temple of America. My 720 adapt chamber. Supreme Grand Body and Supreme Grand Council of the Moorish Science Temple of America in Mecca have been vested with sovereign powers by the great God Allah and his illustrious prophet, Noble Drew Ali, to confer degrees of a Muslim of the West to a person or persons that has been raised 180 degrees from a shadow grave, son of a widow in the North Gate. I, Noble K. Goodman Bey, my obligation as a Muslim missionary by free will, the obligation of the nobility of the elect of the Moorish Science Temple of America, teaching the Asiatics of North, South, and Central America to love instead of hate. As I travel the burning sands from the east to the west in 39 celestial steps with my staff of comfort, my companion, the beast of burdens, and my Hebrew master logo of perfection, I do hereby upon my Holy Quran, Circle 7, demonstrate my degrees to raise fallen humanity from its imperfections with the degrees of social duties, justice, charity, gratitude, and sincerity. So why wouldn't a person want to come learn from a teacher? That'd be my whole thing. I'd be like, well, go fail. In my travels, Allah guide my feet in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And I shall not give ear to falsehood, hypocrisy, and deceit. As I travel the burning sands, I possess my charter of warrant and dispensation, my authority to pass through all ports unmolested, with my divine rights and privileges. Sons of a Muslim must hold true to its obligation to nobles, Muslims, and the Muhammadan by words and deeds. Here go my baptism certificate. It's on the back. But none of this stuff means nothing if you're not right. I can read all this all day long. None of this stuff means nothing if you're not right. Here go my baptism certificate, my free national republic, my amnesty oath. Here go my other noble decree on the back. We Supreme Grand Body of Council of the Moorish Science Temple of America, granted sovereign powers by the great God Allah and the illustrious Prophet Noble Drew Ali, to all greetings and concerns, blah, blah, blah. By the power of the Charter of Warrant and Dispensation, this Supreme Grand Body bestow a title of nobility to member Khalid Hakim Goodman Bey, that is descended from the royal house of Judah and of the house of David, by the powers of this decree, on and on and on and on and on. I just don't want to read all that. I just wanted to, set a precedent. I just wanted to set a precedent. That's all. I just wanted to set a precedent. I just wanted to set a precedent. So I'm almost done. Where was I at? Okay. The Heard-Smith Revised Statute, Chapter 32, is an act concerning the Corporations Religious Act, and then they talk about the temple and all that. But I want to make another note. So you can see when you study this Religious Corporation Act and glance at the affidavit of organization, which is the original form number 1099, you can see how our prophet Noble Drew Ali followed the substantial form of the revised statute and then expressly organized a ecclesiastical body politic and corporate known as the Moorish Science Temple of America, the same way I set the BBT up. By that name, so adopted. And this wisdom that I'm giving you, it ends all confusion and foolishness of those who say the prophet did not establish a nation state. So I'll speed this up a little bit. Many people might ask, how was this body politic and corporate duly established? Okay, I gotta get done. The answer is by filing in the County of Cook Recorder of Deeds office an affidavit substantially expressed by the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali himself being the presiding officer, same way I'm is at the BPT. He swore that the meeting of the members was held. He stated facts of our powers and authority in having the sheiks duly appointed, anointed, and consecrated. Anointed and consecrated. That's why appointed, you got to be anointed and consecrated. Not by reading some internet. You got to be anointed and consecrated. Meaning you got to anoint. You have to know. And this instrument is well known as our authority, but really it's titled under the affidavit of organization. And by definition, an organization can include a wide range of entities. An organization is defined as a corporation, a government, governmental subdivision, agency, trust, estate, partnership, or association, two or more persons having a joint interest, or any other legal commercial entity. That's 10. So I can go a little deeper. In order to organize as an ecclesiastical body politic and corporate, at that time, a church, society, or congregation pursuant to the laws of the Heard-Smith Revised Statute of the state of Illinois, the affiant had to file in the office of the Recorder of Deeds. So I want us to know that. Here go the original document that the prophet filled out to establish the Moorish Science Temple of America. All the stuff is free information. So it'd be hard, but I understand how a lot of our people are. They want to establish something and not even ready to do it. And then they will get in trouble with the laws. Everybody under them will get in trouble with the laws because they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to go file this. I'm going to go get my license back and all this. Like a lot of people was under me and they ain't around me no more. And they done got themselves in trouble. I know this for a fact because our average brothers, they just want something. They don't have the time to study and they don't have the aptitude. You can get the aptitude if you're willing to be a student, but a lot of us don't. We want to create something. And I'm like, why do we want to create something? We're still a student. We're on a journey and we don't even know that much. Why? That's why I love academia. In academia, to become, to have a master's degree, first you got to get a bachelor's degree. So why would I say you got to go through all the ranks. To get a doctoral degree, I had to get a master's degree first to get a doctoral degree. in any studies. I have to go through the ranks. I have to get a bachelor's degree, which I got, have to get a master's degree, which I got, and now I'm getting ready to get my doctoral in Indigenous People Law and Policy. You have to do that. And if we're not willing to do that, what you gonna say, you homeschool? But then who you homeschool by if nobody in your house is on that level? My mother and father are doctors in profession and in spirituality. So it's so much that I can give to a person and show them, but I mean, it'll go over a lot of people's heads. It'll go over a lot of Moors' heads. That's why I say you have to be a student. You have to be willing to be a student. The covenant and the oath of the state is so much wisdom I can break down with that. A holy covenant of the Asiatic nation is referenced in chapter 25 of our Holy Quran. So I hope we know what that means. And when you covenant through the holy covenant of the Asiatic nation, you covenant with the whole people, and the whole people covenant with you. And to covenant is to make a pledge. So if most people ain't made a pledge, then it's messed up. A pledge has a broad definition, but the main focus that I'm giving you is that it's a promise or agreement by which one binds himself to do or forbears himself to do or forbear something. And the promise or agreement are the conditions of the pledge itself. I'm telling you. It's a lot that brothers need to learn. And the term, when the Moors say said government, it's been used by the Moorish divine constitution and bylaws a couple of times, particularly in Act 4, 6, and 7. And it denotes a government in a former time. To be part of the said government is to be an equivalent of, whether citizen, subject, or even property through citizenship or nationalization. And the term parcel refers to a part or portion of a land, a part of an estate. A parcel, as used with reference to land, generally means a continuous quantity of land in the possession of the owner. That's a whole nother teaching. That's a whole nother teaching. Estate and property of the state. Fee simple absolute is defined as an estate limited absolutely to a man and his heirs, and assigns forever without limitation and condition. So why would I want to open anything and I don't know none of what she's talking about? An absolute or fee simple estate is one in which the owner is entitled to the whole property with unconditional power or disposition during one's life and descending to their heirs and legal representatives upon one's death. Intestate, intestate. Such estate is unlimited as to duration, disposition, and when you pass. So I hope we understand this. I can go on and on with this. By fee simple absolute, man or grantor of our estate would be the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and the heirs would be the Moorish Zion Temple or the Moorish Americans with the free national name El Urbay, annexed to their birth name, annexed to your name, because your name that your mama gave you is your family crest or your coat of arms. That's why I tell y'all, be careful not to throw away your name for a morsel of bread. I'm telling you. And since the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali is the owner of the whole property in this context that established the Moorish Science Temple, his position of the estate is the holder in due course, just like I'm the holder in due course of the BBT. Holder in due course is defined as a holder who takes an instrument for value and good faith, and without notice that it is overdue or has been dishonored, or any defense against or claim to it on the part of any person. A payee may be a holder of due course. So if we don't know all this, we don't have no business doing nothing. That's like Act 6, with us all members must proclaim their nationality. And we are teaching our people their nationality and our divine creed. Most people don't even know what their divine creed is. And so I'm just going to stop right there, man, because I got to eat. I've been working all day, man, and I'm tired. But it's so much that I want my brothers, and I tell brothers, be careful. Don't be so quick to establish something. Don't be so quick to jump into something because we got excited. Don't be so quick to, I want to open my own temple. And I'll say, why? I would ask a person, why would a person want to open their own temple? They could even give you a good reason. I ask them, was your mama part of the temple? Was you part of the temple? Have you gone through temples? Do you know anybody that's part of the temples? Do you have anything that help you on your study? Do you know law? Do you know local law, state law, federal law, president of law cases? Do you know who you are? Do you know how to sign your name? Do you know what proclaiming, declaring, and have due process really consists of? Do you know all of that? Do you know what proclaiming, declaring, have due process? When you sign your name, do you sign your name the right way with all rights reserved? So if any other stuff that I don't know, I wouldn't be trying to open up nothing. What I'll be trying to do is study and learn from elders and from brothers that have been in this movement for a minute, like myself and my muftis or any other brother that's upright. That's the only thing I have with my young brothers or with anybody that's into the science or young in the science as far as wisdom wise. I wouldn't be trying to open up nothing, because the first thing that's going to happen is if you're not doing things right, the powers that be, which is the police, which is the task force police, they're going to be on you. When we telling people they sovereign citizens and not to file this and then not to do all that, and we done got some stuff off the internet thinking we can do that, I'm telling you, you setting yourself up to be mistreated. And everybody that's dealing with you, you setting themselves up. Because most people get into the science, talk about they want to not pay taxes. And the Moors are the ones that don't pay taxes and I can file this and drive without license. That's why a lot of people get into this movement. They might not want to admit the truth, but I know them all in their real name. And these are facts. So that's all I got for anybody right now, man. I love everyone. Okay. I got you. And if, like I say, man, I hope people be careful with what they doing. I gave y'all my information. I asked everybody to come to Sunday school, come to adapt class, come to our book club. All our stuff can be found on YouTube. All our teachings are on Facebook at our Temple and School Facebook page at Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. And on the bottom of all my teachings, my information be there. My muftis give my email. My muftis give my phone number. And then my muftis, they give their information because they're all in different states. I got muftis in Baltimore, Florida, Atlanta, Sacramento, Texas, Flint, Michigan, Detroit, Arizona. And so that's what I'm saying, man. That's all I got to say. And I hope people be careful. And I hope people be careful to show both hands. I hope my brothers be careful to show they both hands. Like, man, don't jump. Don't jump in something and we don't know. What do you say? Somebody said, peace, Ishmael from Pittsburgh. Can we talk more about you buying land and teaching about? Oh, somebody sent me this. I don't know who Ishmael Fletcher is, but they know how to give me. Can we have a Zoom meeting or phone consultation for a small donation? Man, I do everything for small donations. I don't charge my people a lot of money to do nothing because information shouldn't cost a lot. If a million people give a dollar, that's $1 million, and I'm distributing it back into the world. And I'm gonna give you a tax and receipt. We can build something. Just like my European Jews, after they go to school, they go to Jewish school. I can teach the same thing. And then we have the internet. If you want to go to University of Michigan and you don't stay in Michigan, you can go to University of Michigan online. I'm a real teacher, scholar, educator in real life. So like I'm saying, you can't get everything free from me, but I'll do anything for a small donation to my temple and school. And I will help you. I have all documents. I have all books, but I don't have a magic wand where I can give you anything. I can teach you about land. I can teach you about setting everything up in your religious affidavit for it to be under a different tax code. I can show you how to do things with your people. And then I'll move out the way. Or I can show you how we can do things together and build our own community. But I don't have a magic wand. I'm not going to, I don't deal with no pyramid schemes. I don't deal with no Ponzi schemes. I illuminate them schemes with all those fictitious groups. Look at since COVID came out, y'all, all these brothers and sisters thought it's some magic wand and all these pay for your leisure and all that, and they in trouble. Even brothers from the nation, the young brother from the nation, lying to everybody. And y'all got to research what payola is. See, a lot of these Ponzi schemes and these pyramid schemes, they'll get a person on the internet that might be part of a religion or got a lot of followers. Why? Because they mean it can get you. That's called payola. All the stuff is smoke and mirrors. All y'all got to do is pull up JT Pocket Watchers. Pull up JT Pocket Watchers and pull up all that fake Black Wall Street and pull up that brother for the Nation of Islam when everybody be like, well, I didn't think the brother knew this and all that. But you'll get on the internet and say how educated you are. You'll get on the internet and say you got some bachelor degree and a master's degree in Christian education from a diploma mill, you in the Singer tank from some lodge in Nigeria with a green screen. And then you got to come back and prove that you've been lying. But if you grew up in the Nation of Islam and all that, well, your nation should teach you. And you shouldn't have to go outside your nation. But what we do, we get poor black folk, misnomer black folk, that's struggling to pay their bills, and they think they can take somebody's course. And then when all that shit crumble, they run behind their religion. And then they act like they don't know. Well, I didn't know this wasn't real. But you just said you're so educated. So you didn't educate your people first before you told them to give you some money? Nope, you got on there with your Corvette or your truck, and you used that as a tool. You got on there with that fake land. You went to Home Depot and bought a damn tool shed and bought some big ass scissors, excuse my candor, off Amazon and had a fake ribbon cutting. And I told everybody that them Negroes didn't own no 400 acres because I know the people that own the 400 acres, an old European man and his wife. This stuff can be looked up. Just like me and my muftis, we own 10 acres in the middle of Arizona and Mojave and Vegas. All you gotta do is look us up in the county records and see, do me and my muftis own land? It's very simple. So I don't have no reason to be lying to nobody or using this internet to try to convince someone. I'm too old for that, man. Got time for that crap. Only people that do that is they try to play on misnomer black people because they won't teach you nothing. They'll say, take my course, and ain't nothing but copy and paste. I'll be waiting for them to come on my page. I'll show them where they get all that copy and paste stuff from. And it's a pyramid scheme. That's all it is, a pyramid and a Ponzi scheme. I'm from all these areas. I'm from Flint, Michigan. I know how to buy plight. I just tell you to go down to land bank. Go down to land bank and get the list. And you ain't got to pay me nothing. What you can do is sit down with me. You can give me a donation with my muftis, and I can show you how to do it. You go right down to land bank in your city. Or if the city hall, if you don't got land bank, I'll show you how to do this. It's a simple process. What I like to do is buy land that the city already done tore down because I don't like to deal with a whole bunch of raggedy houses if I don't have the manpower to fix it up. If everything is just a shell, I put a petition in for the city to tear the house down, or I just like dealing with land. And what I'm doing is I'm putting double wides on them that's already done and furbished for a low fee and replenish my neighborhood for it can be a religious community right in my neighborhood. And you got to get buzzed in, just like the European Jews do. And you take over your community block from block. This is simple under the religious laws. I hope we understand this. The religious laws trump everything. That Nipsey Hussle shit, buying a block with drug money, is fake. I know this for a fact. My homie in the feds for that shit right now. Excuse my candor. But we don't like to listen until we get our freedoms took, until we don't have nothing no more. And then they be wanting my help. And I say, you ain't want my help when you was out here driving Bentleys. When you was out here driving Escalades. When you bought all these clubs, when you have 14 diamond chains on. You ain't want my help then. But when they get locked up, man, can you come into prison and speak to the warden and all this? For what? For what? When we was free, we don't want to do nothing with our dollars but party and BS and think you can buy stuff with drug money and the Fed's not going to come shut that down and don't understand that the religious laws trump it. That's why the Sopranos had everything under the Catholic Church. That's why the Catholic Church was building everything. That's why I'm not black, because Negroes, black preachers, you get subpoenaed. Everything else, when you a priest, when you anointed like I am, that's called client and lawyer confidentiality. You can come testify and talk to me, and I can't be subpoenaed. I hope we know this. That's why you donate to the religious and charitable contribution of your choice and get a tax and receipt, because your money don't go to run the United States of America. But we don't know this. The money that we get at Uncle Sam freely, we can build our own neighborhood up. But Negroes think they're giving me something. And I laugh, and I watch all of my European Jewish colleagues that set up the right way. They buying land, they buying houses, they own big mega churches, they building all the houses in a community, and the church own the land. And the trust. They'll never lose nothing. And the people, all that's working, they pay their taxes and their dues, and they happy to do it, and they get a taxes and receipt. And then if you know law and tax law like I do, I will show you what percentage of taxes that you got to submit to your religious and charitable contribution of your choice to offset your taxes so you don't have to give your money to Uncle Sam. This is law, and we don't understand it. But I love y'all, man, for taking time out y'all day listening to me. Like I'm saying, we can have these ciphers. I can teach on specific things as I do in academia. I can show people how to do things and set themselves up the right way. But the first thing, we got to be willing to learn. We can't be quick. I want to open up this and open up that. And we're not even educated on nothing, especially on trust and what type of trust it is and what land patents I be talking about. And I tell people, a land patent ain't got nothing to do with no house. A land patent got to do with land. That's it. I lecture this so many other times. That's why I say, man, if you're not willing to learn, a person is going to get abused because there's no excuse of not knowing the law in a court of law. This is a fact. So I love y'all, man. I give honor to everybody taking time out y'all day. I gave y'all my information to get with me. My muftis on here. Hit me up, man. I love y'all, and peace. What you say? Let's do it. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing here to teach. Y'all got my information. Y'all got my information. My muftis on here. I gave everybody my info. It's not hard. I tell people to bring people to the storehouse. My analogy, when I be talking to people, I said, if I got 10 people, then them 10 people need to go get one more person. That's 20. And then them 20 people need to go get one more person. That's 30. That's how we build. And that's how you look up in state to state to state. We got 100 people in each state, and we got our grand body. And everything that we doing in one state, you simulate in your own area. And when I come to people areas in your local community or in your neighborhood, which nobody don't want, because when most black people move out of houses, the squatters, they come and squat out all the houses. We need to show people how to do this in each neighborhood and move back to our communities, which I'm planning on doing right now in my city of Flint. I'm setting myself up, me and my wife, to where I'm going to be moving back to my city of Flint, owning a whole block, taking about 4 or 5 houses that they tore down. So taking those 4 lots and building my compound on those 4 lots and having my temple on the same street. That's my mission. I'm from Flint, Michigan. I own damn near a whole side street. So in Flint, Michigan, you have houses on one side and houses on the other side. So I just wait till the city tear them houses down, and I've been buying them lots for tennis shoe money. I'll show everybody else how to do it. But a workman is due his hire, and we go back. The great migration is us going back to a neighborhood. Like one of my muftis, Dantes, he live in, I think, St. Louis. It's whole communities, whole neighborhoods that don't nobody stay in. All churches and everything that's abandoned, that's gone, block for block. We got to find a neighborhood and take it over, and do each community like that. And do each community like that in local neighborhoods. If we could take over our communities. So when you come to neighborhoods, we got our temples, we got our schools, we got our gardens with our fresh grocery, we got our all our spiritual houses, we got our stores that you can buy all your regalia. Like I got another company called Moore'sHaberdasher.com, where you can buy all your Moorish regalia items and everything. If I was a Moor and I don't have a fez, I'll be on my site right now ordering me a fez. I don't care because the fez cost $200. That ain't nothing. That's tennis shoe money. If I'm a Moor and you don't even have a fez, and then you don't have my book, Divine, the Esoteric of the Moorish fez, to show you about the fez and everything, then what's the purpose of self-identifying? Because the European Jews do it. They wear their yarmulke. The misnomer Arab, they wear their kufi. The Indian, they wear their turban. But what about us? How do we self-identify when we out in the world, when we on the job? We afraid to wear our fez. We afraid to wear our turban. We afraid to wear our body. And this is what I'm saying. So the first thing, I will have to identify and know who I am first before I do anything, and attach to some brothers that's honorable, that's real men, that's in the real world, and see how them brothers living and identify. And that's the problem with us. We don't want to look like our brothers. We don't want to attach to our brothers that's righteous, which we should. And most Moors I know, they don't even have a fez, or they'll run an Amazon and get a fez because they can get it cheap, or they'll try to go to a Masonic store, and the Masonic store don't even have fez right now. All you gotta do is call them. They're gonna have you wait months and months because they don't make the fezes. They order them from a place. I order my feathers, my tassels from a place where I'll never run out. It just might take me a couple weeks, but I'll never run out of fezes. I'll never run out. All my moves, you got all color fezes, bonnets, kufis, and everything. Why? Because I'm a distributor and a wholesaler, and I'm connected. So with that being said, man, once again, I love y'all, man. Let's support something that's real. Let's share this with our friends and families, and more sciences for the family. More sciences for the family. We are not criminals. Is there some criminals out here? Yes, it is. But that's in everything in life. You need to attach to something that's real, and that's our obligation as nobles. Peace and love.